There was one moment I seriously thought about walking away from my startup. The late nights, the early mornings, everything I have poured into this business. This video isn't about showing off that I kept going. It's about showing you that struggling is normal. So today I'm showing you the 3 biggest struggles I faced building my startup, why I almost gave up and how I got through it. By the end, you will have powerful strategies you can use right now to build your startup with confidence and push through the struggles. Before I jump into the first struggle, let me give you a quick picture of what life looked like back then when I founded my first startup. I was working over 60 hours a week, early mornings, late nights, pushing non-stop. It was exhausting. And here is the thing, I am naturally impatient. I want results now. Yesterday actually, not next month. So I kept grinding because I believed in the vision. I believed in what I was building. And that brings me to the first struggle I ran into. In the beginning I thought I would launch, push hard and boom, results. Big wins, revenue, users, growth. But no, it was slow, painfully slow. I was working all the time, but I didn't see any results. And when you're scrolling Instagram and see those 20-year-olds in Bali talking about how they made $3 million last quarter, you sit in your apartment and think, am I doing something wrong? What am I missing here? Why is this taking so long? Here is the truth, and I wish someone had told me this earlier. Real startups take time. In fact, way more than you think. It's like a marathon, not a sprint. And it's definitely not like what most gurus want you to believe. I made $80,000 this month using one simple strategy kind of thing. It's not like that. At first, most of your progress is invisible. You're building trust, you're building systems. You make mistakes, you learn a lot. And often it just feels like silence. You show up, you do the work, and nothing seems to happen. Here is the lesson. That's not failure. That's normal. One of the hardest parts you need to learn to live with is delayed feedback. You can do everything right for weeks or for a month, but still see nothing. But under the surface, momentum is building. You can feel something is happening. You're building the foundation. So you have to be patient. And let me tell you what helped me, and I'm a naturally impatient person. Every Saturday, I sit down and write a to-do list for the following week. Here is how it looks like. And it's not 20 things, just a few focused tasks. And each one is tied to my big goal. And that way, even when things feel slow, I know I'm moving forward. And that's how startups are built. Not in one big leap, but in 1,000 small steps done again and again. So here is what I want you to do. Define what you want to achieve with your startup this quarter. It could be getting your first 100 customers. Whatever it is, be very clear about it. And then sit down for half an hour and define 5 tasks that will get you closer to that goal. 5 things you can do next week. This will get you to your goal one step at a time. Now, let me show you something most founders get wrong. Even the ones who look successful on the outside. And I was struggling with it too. Wait, before we dive back in, I have got something for you that can literally save your startup. It's my Startup Survival Guide, and it's completely for free. You will learn the top mistakes that kill most startups and how you can avoid them. Plus, you will get actionable resources, powerful frameworks, and pro tips you can use right now in your startup. 90% of startups fail. Don't be one of them. Check out the first link in the description below and get your Startup Survival Guide right now. Let's get back to the video. Let's talk about success. Because here is what happens most of the time. You're scrolling LinkedIn or Twitter and you see someone who just sold their startup for $100 million. Or someone who raised $12 million and is hiring a huge team. When I first started, I was jealous of those people because I thought I needed the same. But I forgot something very important. Not all success looks the same. You might not want to raise VC money. You might not want to manage 50 people or work 80-hour weeks chasing a huge exit. Maybe you want freedom. Maybe you just want to escape a job you hated and create something you love. These are all different goals, but each one can mean success. So here is the key. If you are chasing someone else's dream, even if you win, it won't feel like winning. You will feel like you wasted your time. And this one was big for me. At some point I realized that I was chasing a version of success that looked cool, but it didn't feel right for me. So I sat down and asked myself one question. What does success really look like for me? Not for investors, not for some tech blog, for me. I wrote it down and pinned it on my wall. And I made it a habit to check it regularly to make sure I was still on the right track. It helped me stop chasing other people's wins and start chasing my own dreams. So take a second and think about it. If your startup worked out exactly the way you wanted, what would your life look like? How do you define success long term? Write it down in the comments below. I would love to hear your vision. Now let me show you something else I had to learn the hard way. Now you didn't start a startup just to build a cool product. Maybe you wanted to escape a job you hated. Maybe you wanted to support your family. Or maybe you wanted to prove to yourself that you can actually do it. Most of the time, somewhere along the way, all of that gets buried. You're drowning in tasks, metrics, bugs, emails, hiring, firing, fundraising, and when things don't work the way you hoped, those little thoughts creep in. What if I'm not good enough? What if it doesn't work? What am I even doing here? And honestly, that's what breaks most founders. It's not a failed product, not a bad launch, not the competition. It's the disconnect. They forget why they started. And once that purpose fades, it's really hard to keep going. That happened to me too, and what helped me was stupid simple, but it worked. I grabbed a piece of paper and wrote my why on it. Like the real one, not the one that sounds good on a pitch deck. The real reason I started. And just like the big vision, I pinned it on my wall so I can see it every day. When I was tired, I checked my why. When I was frustrated, I checked my why. When I wanted to walk away, I checked my why. That little note reminded me every single day, oh right, this is why I'm doing this. And I want you to do the same. Write down your why on a piece of paper or a sticky note. No fluff, no fancy words, just the real reason why you started. I promise you that will get you through every struggle that comes your way while you build your startup. Try it tonight. You might be surprised how much energy comes back. Building a startup is not easy. It's not the shiny, perfect life you see on social media. It's a daily grind through struggles. But that daily grind makes you grow, not just as a founder, but as a person. Your mindset will be stronger and your business will be stronger. So don't give up, keep pushing. Now, to help you build a successful startup, check out this video where I will show you how you can build a powerful roadmap to get results fast. Also, make sure you hit subscribe for more powerful tips and frameworks on how to build a successful startup. Talk soon, bye bye.